After risking their lives through dangerous and often deadly migration routes across the deadly Sahara Desert towards the Mediterranean Sea in their quest for greener pastures in Europe while fleeing their countries because of economic crises, poverty or political violence, most African youth only end up becoming what has popularly come to be known in Spain as manteros upon crossing those waters that have over the years swallowed thousands and thousands of their fellows that were unlucky while pursuing similar ambitions. Upon arriving in Europe, or rather Spain for that matter, because of its close proximity to the African continent, many of these hopeful youth that are oftentimes undocumented immigrants find that getting regular jobs without residency papers is nearly impossible in a high unemployment country like Spain. They quickly realize that their dreams of finding greener pastures in Europe were just like that, dreams and not reality, because reality hits that they first have to have residency papers for their hopes of finding jobs to stay valid, and since they oftentimes lack the same, they're left jobless regardless of their training, academic qualifications or experience in those formal jobs. As a result, they normally end up being left with no options but to look for other alternative means of survival, and that's how street vending ideas come in. This has been a trend for undocumented immigrants in Spain for years now, since the dawn of the 21st century, and when you go to the streets of Madrid or Barcelona today, scenes of black male hawkers selling their merchandise in places where such hustles are prohibited are quite ubiquitous. They are commonly known as manteros due to their signature practice of spreading their goods such as sunglasses, purses and clothing over a manta, which is a cloth sheet with strings that can easily be folded into a makeshift bag in case of a police raid. They mainly get their goods legally from industries that manufacture imitation products and sell them with minimum profits, just like in the African societies where informal commerce and street vending are common. Systematic persecution by authorities has made manteros become very sharp in their handling of sales and money because they are always on the lookout for policemen. Most of them come from West African countries like Senegal, and in Madrid city, they have a union of manteros which has developed a shop called Pantera in the Lavapiés neighborhood next to some of Madrid's most well-known Senegalese restaurants. Pantera is basically an anti-racism shop managed by the street vendors community and supporting African street vendors who face prosecution in Madrid. The shop's name comes from the Black Panther civil rights movement, and it is at times stocked with clothes made with African textiles. The shop workers are volunteers who exchange their work for contracts and contacts that could help them speed up their residency papers in Spain, and the shop's profit is used to pay for shelters and for the lawyers that process immigrant residencies. Mantero's presence in Spain has largely been viewed to be a result of failed, ineffective and racist immigration policies in the country. That the Spanish immigration law puts barriers to immigrants because when you enter the country as an undocumented immigrant, the law does not allow you to work, study or receive training. It has been argued that the law is based on exclusion and it propagates segregation of undocumented immigrants, since it dictates that without residency papers, you can't find a job, and without a job, you can't get your documentation approved. If arrested by the police, these street vendors can face between 6 months and 2 years in prison, in addition to fines ranging between €700 and €2,000.